is that the ancestors can talk to the gods for you because the gods don't know you.
Or just say she's good, or because you've worked with your ancestors and because you've been, working with them, they can also beseech the deity on your behalf.
And then if you're adopted and don't know your ancestors, are you fucked?
No.
Well, then I can go straight to the deity if I'm adopted. I don't know no ancestors.
That's why they say my ancestors known and unknown.
Why? And so, but that my ancestor was formerly a human with limited resources. The deity ain't never had limited resources. Limited is drawing from several power banks. My ancestor is not drawing from several power banks. My ancestor needs another power bank on the other side. Because what about, all right, your ancestor was with Jesus. You think they just gonna die and all of a sudden start talking to deities for you? Nope. And they ain't nowhere in the hell they been in the church. Your Christian grandmother dies. She just gonna go to the other side and start doing exactly what you want her to do. That's romanticizing. Oh yeah, my grandmother's my ancestor now. Did your grandmother have an altar? No. Did she believe in magic? Hell no.
So her spiritual.
Did she light any candles or burn any incense? No, she thought that was with the devil. Mm-hmm. So now all of a sudden this person who we talking about is just gonna all of a sudden go over
all of the magic
and just represent you because she's gonna start talking to Ogun and Oshun and all the Orisha for you. It don't make any sense because you can't change that ancestor's belief because that ancestor that didn't know anything about death. And now she got the truth about death and she's on the other side confused. So she definitely ain't thinking about working for you because she don't know anything about being an ancestor or doing no work. She's what? Hungry. She's hungry like you are. She's thirsty.
It's like an echo effect. Like
the movie Ghost. Where Patrick Swayze, he couldn't pick the water up. What's wrong? He think he's still living. Mm-hmm. Nah, you still attached to this earth.
Right.
So how about, and that's the other thing, a lot of those people are holding their ancestors hostage. Don't your ancestors want to get to the light? The fuck they want to keep sitting here hanging out with me for? Heal, get popping, get the energy of these deities, and then go on to where you got to go on to. I don't want to hold you hostage on my altar. And that's what folks are subconsciously doing by not fact checking, not using common sense in these.
Not going to any religion farther back than the three we got now.
But they don't want to because remember, that's why I said the sinister got Jesus. Jesus is a mofo. This nigga is so nasty. He's so, everything is so covered. He don't care about you leaving his church. I still got your mind. Mm-hmm. You want to be hotel? Go ahead. You gonna still operate around your ancestors, and now you're trying to treat them like a Jesus. Or now you're trying to put blackface on them. But I was your first. Woo, I was your first. So now you still thinking that you're going to do them like you did me. Mm-hmm. No, I'm unique. I got to we fully in the woke community, and especially the Hotepish woke community, have not detoxed from Jesus.
Nope. I still use him when I get scared. I go, Jesus Christ. And I'll be like, why? He's not coming.
He's not going to do anything for you. And so but at least he know. He had some conversation in his physical consciousness, talking to a cat like me, you, other people that he got in his circle, because he got some heavy hitters other than me in his cipher. But your ancestors had no other heavy hitters. Mm-hmm. They only had other Bible thumpers.
Which is why we are their greatest dream.
Right. We are ancestors' greatest dream. You know what I'm saying? We're their greatest dream ever. To be like, yo, to say, yo, I got you. That's the part. I'm going to nourish you. I'm going to let you tap into my power line. You know what I'm saying? They weren't feeding their... All time they fed their ancestors was at a funeral. That's it.
I think I got it.
going back to what you were just saying about Jesus. Jesus'
I do gotta go.
name, because of all the power and the energy and what people believe about it.
And have projected into it.
Right. The name is powerful.
Absolutely.
Very powerful.
Absolutely.
So, going back to what he was saying, how, because I know some people that have called on Jesus, and because of the power of his name, you know, things have happened for them.
They called on the power bank. No, that's mine. No, that's his. That's mine. That's mine. Yeah. That stays here.
This stays here. Oh, these two.
That's his. Yeah. And the Nikons is mine. Leave them here too. Psych. He on the phone. He ain't even hear that. No.
Talking money on his money.
So,
Oh, you know what?
because of the power of that name, is it?
Peace out, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Lord. When is that gonna be ready? Tomorrow morning? That's great, man. I'll just call you and then you can just send me the link.
It was nice meeting you.
And the raw footage. You know what I'm saying? That would be great.
I'm gonna be getting to work. I'm aiming for 2 episodes done by January.
Okay. Oh, next week.
Yeah.
Okay. That hurts right there. You got insurance though.
What was that?
My phone.
Oh, okay. I dropped the phone. I dropped my camera. I feel it in my gut.
Oh, what's up, y'all? Yeah, we just having this conversation. What up, LaWanda? I have to wait for the queen to come back from her break. What up, Janine? Cassie is in the building. What up, Coco? Kendaka? Yeah, we've been having this conversation about 30 minutes. I was like, man, this is Coach Khayr. Yes. Mickey Ammons, this nigga here. That's absolutely right. Jesus ain't thinking about them. Jesus hit it first. He did. What about ancient ancestors before Christ that were very spiritual? We ain't talking about them. We talking about the ancestors we're talking about your ancestors that just passed. So somebody asked me, Daniel, they was like, what about ancestors that were before Jesus? You know how many generations you got to go back to get before Jesus? You got to go back 2,000 years.
Yeah, at least.
Do you know their names? You only know the names of those that just passed. But anyway, you was about to say something. Ask me about Jesus.
Are you on Facebook Live?
No, I ain't on Facebook Live. I'm just recording myself.
You on Facebook Live?
No, I wouldn't do that. No. Tell her, y'all. I ain't on no Facebook Live.
You said tell her, y'all.
Yeah.
So because of the power associated with the name, is it is one to throw away the baby with the bathwater? It just be like,
Absolutely. I'm leaving it all the way alone because what I said earlier, the clan is using it. Y'all can have that shit. I'm good. It's just like an eclipse. You're not supposed to do magic on the day before, the day of, and the day after. Because the sinister, that's his bank supply. That's his bank supply of energy too. He's drawing from that, mixing his hand in there. He want to get me sucked in there so he can, if I reach in there and I pull from it, I'm also giving to it. So I have to cut all of it off. I don't need that. Because look at all the deities that are real that I have never tapped into. Ganesha. In the name of Ganesha. He got an entire super 1,000-year history of people putting power into him.
Coaches who've never, ever talked to each other have Ganesha symbols.
Krishna.
Another one.
Predates Jesus. Heru, Horus, predates Jesus. He got a super stash of way more energy than this new cat. You know what I'm saying?
Cultures from across the world who've never talked to each other have the same depiction.
Jesus is the new youngin. You know, he popping. It's just like LeBron James is hot, right? He'll never be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Michael.
He'll never be Michael. He'll never be Bill Russell. It won't happen. So, but guess what? All the kids see is LeBron. Mm-hmm. So they're always talking about he got to be the greatest of all time. You never seen Jordan.
Right.
You never seen Kobe eat. You never see Kobe versus Jordan eat.
Come on.
So you don't know. You just talking. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't gonna happen. So yes, I'm throwing the whole. I don't need that because that is also chaos energy. It's also chaos energy. If I'm washing my hands of it, You super finicky with relationships. Can your nigga invite his exes to the wedding? The new nigga that you getting ready to marry?
I don't know. I never
Oh,
trust him.
huh?
Depends on if I trust him.
Oh,
What's the probability of you trusting him?
what's the
If I'm marrying him, great.
So he can invite anybody? You have to think about it.
So that's a no.
You're still thinking about it.
It just really depends.
Right.
Right.
Right, but you don't want the hassle though. You know that it's much easier for you to be like, nah, just don't bring none of your exes and I ain't gonna bring none of mine. I can't trust you, you can trust me, but let's just keep our exes away from this
But
shit
she
right
said
here.
cool until she go, hey! You're like, hey, what you doing? She's like, whoa.
Nigga might catch some feelings or whatever. Niggas be talking stuff out
Because
their
I'm
mouth.
not in that situation, I cannot just blankly say no or yes. I just can't because I'm not in it.
Oh, okay.
I just can't.
I can take that. But with Jesus, like, what's the benefits of keeping any part of that? Just because he got a nice reservoir? To me,
No, because of the power in his name.
He
Well,
got
I guess
more-
that's what you mean by nice reservoir.
he's still a lower deity. He ain't got no power like Ganesha. He ain't got no power like the Jade Emperor.
I didn't even leave Christianity because I got woke. I left because I got tired of seeing my grandmother and my mother be some of the best Christians I have ever seen. And the stuff that they... You gonna tell me Mr. Osteen is what he is when he telling niggas don't come into my church, and my grandmother and my mother, who are probably the nicest, and I mean disgustingly nice, disgustingly sweet, compassionate, loving people, go to church every Sunday, spending whole days at church, which is why I don't go with them. The stuff they go through, I'll be down.
And then, like somebody asked, what about the deities that came to you when you was little, who you was talking to, and their name won't Jesus? What about the deities that came, about them 72 angels that came with you? Because we can go in your chart right now, and I can find all your angels that came with you. None of their ass is named Jesus. He's not even a 72 angel. How this nigga gonna get so much clout? There ain't no J's there's no J's in the Hebrew language. You see what I'm saying? It's a fictitious account. It's just like, I like to explain it like the Mexicans. You know why we let so many Mexicans come into the United States? Because they have fake social security numbers. And if you got a social security card, you pay what? You pay
Taxes?
not the taxes, but what's that other social security?
Yeah.
You pay social security into that account number. Mm-hmm. Well, can an illegal immigrant pull his social security? Hell no. He not risking that. So all that money's just sitting in there. And these white people know that shit. Yeah, go ahead. That's why it's so easy to get you a fake social security number. So somebody's funding it, but you can't draw back from it. So I'm not touching that. I'm only messing with something I can, and I'm having much more fun. The relationship, is all these people are living. This joker died. But like I said, once you start, you have to replace it though. You don't want to throw it out with the bath water and don't replace it with anything. That's the problem with your atheist. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in God. I'm just going to leave this big void here. Okay, well, damn, you're going to really get some demonic stuff that's going to come in here. There's some bad boys out here, too. It ain't just like it's cherubim, it's seraphims.
The duality of
And
this.
they will definitely come in. Since you ain't got no defense, I'm going to slide up in that piece. That's what profanity does. For profane, the root word of profanity is profane. So each of your organs has a God that rules it. So profanity or the profane lets you know that you are not on that level. You don't have that spiritual maturity, so they leave. So the God of the heart doesn't defend the heart, which is why we lead the world in what? Heart disease. Then so many foul ass niggas out here. What do most men down there always tell us? Just go get this checked out. This is just regular thinking. Why the hell I got to keep checking out my prostate? The prostate is attached to my dick and nuts. Well, stop sinning, nigga. Stop violating these young girls. Stop violating these young children. Period. Then you won't have all this case of prostate cancer. Learned that from Dr. Nardi. All these people with prostate cancer, you was doing something foul. And then the proof of it is when you go back to astrology and look at the 12th house. That's why you have to get the right rising sign, because somebody that's got Mars or Aries Mars in the 12th or Aries on the 12th denotes secret sex.
Why are black men the leaders in prostate cancer?
Oh, it just made to look like that. It's made to look like that.
You gotta be careful.
But also, but also, they were what was happening to them in slavery? That Shahrazad Ali. Everybody was getting fucked by the white man, so they thought it was normal. So I came over here and got reprogrammed. We keep talking about they stole our history. So boom, the first slave was like, my nigga, I'm jumping off this boat. If there was a boat. So boom, we can't get the strongest one. That nigga committed suicide. He a real soldier. Boom, and now the cat who made it over here. He don't know nobody having no sex with no white man. Boom, so the white man forced it upon him. He raped them. Then he had kids. Who's he raping? The boys and the girls. So now the boys and the girls come up and be like, well, this must be normal behavior that I'm put up for offering to this white master. Because what were we doing? We were serving as bed warmers. They had no grown men sleeping on their feet. They had little girls sleep on their feet. Little boys sleep on their feet. And what was this diabolical ass, sinister ass, demon-possessed slave master doing? Fucking them. He was violating these children. And that was in their DNA.
Pedophilia is like the white people's golden butter, though.
That's in their DNA. That was in his DNA.
They seem to love it for some
But I
reason.
have another question for you when you come back.
Yes.
Going back to your mother and your grandmother, who you were saying that they go to church. And please, trust me, I am not.
No, go ahead.
Chris, I'm just.
I'm hard to offend.
Yeah, I don't have a position either way. I'm just learning and talking. So you're saying that they're the nicest people in the world and they follow Jesus and they're not nothing's happening for them. But everyone that doesn't follow Jesus and follows another God doesn't necessarily have great things happening for them. So isn't it a matter of their education about how to implement the things that they learn about bettering their lives that are outside religion or the Bible and not necessarily Jesus's fault?
No. See, the statement was not about whether or not Jesus owed them anything or it was the fault. The basis of the conversation we were having were, who do we give to if we want some result? Period. And so before we even, because we were in the metaphysical plane, I just stay there because this is the conversation we were having. So my whole point is that, just like you said, it's very interesting. It's just an interesting fact of a question. To go that, well, they give, you don't really get. They give, you don't really get. But who are the people who are giving and getting? That matters more to me than figuring out why they don't get. Because when I look at Kair, when I look at some of my other peers out here, who, and I'm not looking for nobody to wake up and just be like rich tomorrow. That's not what I'm looking for. It is the hold of things happening. Because I was wondering for a long time too, with me being nowhere for a second on the spiritual plane, how in the world am I still okay? Because I literally, before I met Kair, the last like 5 to 7 years, oh no, it's been nobody. And, I was atheist for a couple of years, and I was agnostic, and all these kind of things. Then I had my reading by Dre's brother. And Dre's brother was like, bro, Gabriel is your best dude.
We're talking about Crown Owl Tarot?
Mm-hmm.
He's nasty.
He was like, bro, he's like the highest angel up in the troops has your back. He's like, that's who's been watching you for real.
And what that is called grace.
Mm-hmm.
Because every night there is your angel pleads to the spiritual council to let you live another day. So if you wake up in the morning, for sure your angel won your case the night before. So boom, you take me, I'm 40 plus years old, times 365. That's how many wins my angel got. So there's a child, 7 years old, cradle death, 6 months old, cradle death. Mm-hmm. His angel lost.
So you wouldn't attribute why you're okay to the fact that you're pretty smart and educated. You do reading, you implement different things that you learn
how
to
I
your
thought
life.
Before this Saturn return that I did anything. I love you said that. Yes, that is what I thought until like I could do nothing. And then the last couple of years was not. Like everything you touch is going to fail and turn to shit. And you're still going to be all right because you have grace. And now you can't deny it because what have you done?
But then once you look at but grace is a bank account.
Mm-hmm.
So you can live off the interest because you don't know it's there. So you got this money coming in. You're just like, dang, this is so amazing. Then you find out you got grace. You're like, man, I got this big bounty. Then you start doing dumb shit. Well, I'm protected. And then now you start spending the principal. Whoa. Now you done blew through your principal. You didn't put no prayers in. You didn't put no offerings up. Now you done blew your whole principal. And then you look around talking about, God, you've abandoned me. Mm-hmm. My nigga, you was living off the interest and you was fine. My daddy always used to say $1 million will pay you $36,000 a year in interest. Mm-hmm. Everybody should be able to make it off of that. Then I ain't touching the principal. But as soon as I be like, $36,000 is not enough.
Principal.
Now let me get to the principal. Mm-hmm. Start sending me $5,000 a month. Well, sir, are you going to put anything back in? Hell no. This money's going to last. It's going to last. I'm going to keep eating up the principal. Yep. Sir, this mathematics ain't working out now. This might last you about 12, 15 years. Might not last you that long. It's our appetite. That's why I always pray at the end of whatever I'm doing. When I get up in the morning, I start out with prayer. I don't want to talk to you on the phone. I don't want to just you laid up beside me, bucky naked. And last night was amazing. And we lean over and say, hey, I'm going to be like, mwah. Namo Bhagavate, Triloki, Padavisi Staya Budaya, Bhagavate. I'm praying off the muscle before I do whatever. Then I call you back. If you call me in the morning, I don't answer the phone. It's like 8 or 9. He ain't prayed yet. I ain't talking to you first. Because that's what that's what the Usnisa does. Do you know what the Usnisa does?
It helps release karmic attachments. I read it yesterday. It's a whole list of stuff.
And hearing it one time gives you all these benefits. So then what if it's playing in succession? But then once you memorize it and make it a part of your soul, woo! Now you started to correct your generational curse. Because they can't attach to you no more. Because that's what your ancestors left you. Mm-hmm. They left you these damn badass demons. They're like, man, you got a nice fat bloodline. Y'all so dependent and rock with Jesus and not cultivating your own power. I know I can siphon off of your sexual energy. You didn't learn the miracle prayer. You saying the Usnisa. I'm allergic to that. Oh, you're filled with grace. Ooh. So now if something happens.
Commercial. Who they got? Oh, he's saying the what prayer? Oh, no, never mind.
I'm good.
We'll let them go.
I'm good. And if the worst case scenario, you end up in some deep forms of hell, and you can say the Usnisa, you out. That's your damn get out of jail free pass. So when you said, you was like, I'm learning the Usnisa, I might have been talking about, you sure you don't want to do the miracle prayer first or whatever? But in my heart, I was like, oh, I got a gangster. She a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Because you working, you need to go watch one of them 25-minute videos on YouTube about making a katana sword. That shit take about 6-7 weeks. All the stuff he goes to sleep and you got to get back up next morning and reheat that same piece of metal up. He ain't making no sword no 2 or 3 days, or somebody come in like, me catch that sword next by Friday. Fool, I got a whole set. These right here took me 5. This one I finished last year. Finished that one in 2017. This one right here. This one that's just coming out right now. I've been working on this one for 4 months.
Iron sharpens iron. The longer the time you do it, the sharper the iron is.
Right, and that's what you need because you have to have a threat to these entities that are causing a threat to you. Because that's all they respect is power. They don't respect, oh, my ancestors are so wonderful. Don't do this to me. Please let me be free
but
because...
Shoot, as above, so below. Because what do you expect right here but power?
And then everything down here is just running off of power. What's a question everybody's always asking? Is the Vedic or the Sidereal better? Is the tropical or the Chinese
use both,
better?
Man, it has completely changed my world because I am definitely a Sagittarius sun. Because that will explain so many why my Capricornian ways are the way they are. Man.
But then, and when you add the Sister Myra, when you sprinkle the yin in there, and you say it's not a definite science, now he gets to study Capricorn and Sag. And now he gets to choose because he got free will. He got to see free will. Now he got
Chinese zodiac.
It's almost
definitely a snake.
It's almost like you was looking at the card and thought you only had one spade. Then you pressed it and slid, and you was like, "Oh, I got another spade behind there." Shit, and that's a damn deuce. All right, and I got another book. Absolutely. You sure you can get 4?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got another spade here. I'm straight. I'm gonna get you another one.
So now I get double readings. Like when people do me a reading, they give them my tropical, then they do my sedate, and they both are just spot on. And I would be like, because my Capricorn and stuff, because people see me and they go, okay, you're definitely a Capricorn, very structured, very this, very that. Then they'll catch me in the moment when I need adventure, when I'm bored, when I get out here and get the mystery and my truth-telling stuff, and that's that Sagittarius sun coming out.
But that's also, lazy astrologers who don't want to damn tell you about your transits.
All right.
When your transits popping in, nigga, you changing. Going somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then what about his human design chart?
Oh.
And then at the end of the day, you at the middle of all of it. And that's the burden that we carry for our ancestors. Because my ancestors are sitting on the damn edge of the chair like, nigga, what else you need? You need some money to buy another tablet? Good as we eating? So you trying to tell me you got all this food, I got all these clothes on my back, and this nice condo that I'm living in, because I was fucked up. That's what your ancestors are saying. I was fucked up for like a long time. My daddy died in 2002. I ain't started feeding him for 9 years. So how can you make it 9 years without food, water, and money? So what you think he was acting like when he seen some bread? Whoo, boy. Oh, my God. He had the feeling of gratitude. So then, I already love you already, but now you can't give me some money? Nigga, you must be out your mind. You ain't going to be talking about my damn boy. Not my boy because he is my son out of my loins, but because he got the money now. He's in power right now. He's in power right now. And the unconscious, what my father was teaching me, where he didn't know how right he really was. When I was in his house and I wanted to rebel and I was all that, he was like, I paid the cost to be the boss. That was about a power play. So boom, now when he see me offering him money, offering him food, offering him clothes, offering him gold, offering him apartments and cars and things like that, all of that's on the other side. Going to classes, he was right there with me. He was like, nigga, you in power. You the boss now. That's what they say. What starts on 4 goes to 2 and ends up on 3. A human, 4 crawl, 2 legs, and you add the cane. 4, 2, 3. A human. That's the normal cycle of life for you non-Tai Chi practitioners. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, watch.
2 legs is the cane.
Yeah, but you don't need the cane if you Chinese and you practicing Tai Chi.
Oh, that's true.
Them niggas is getting down 90 years old.
2 legs until it's time to go, and they leave just like that.
Right.
Oh, it's my time? Yeah, I know.
Right. And then what about the people who I would say is in that example of the ancestors who could talk directly to the deities for me is the ancestors that didn't need no funeral. Because they just turned into a body of light. They just turned into a body of light, and then they just went into the rainbow. That's the other book you got to get by Dr. Gibson. He just gives so many examples. Remember I told you how he's such a Virgo, how he be petty because he know the other doctors are looking and checking his resources. I mean, I was like, where'd you get all these resources? Like, okay, I got you, but damn, you have all of this documented. Like, I
want to hear some more.
Why nobody told me that I could go here and find out about somebody turning into a beam of light? Another one. There's books on this. You see what I'm saying? Like, as surprised I was about ancestor money. He was like, bro, I thought you could only get it in Greensboro off of Holden Road at this one little Chinese spot. He was like, have you ever heard of eBay? I was like, what? That's just how you feel.
A lot of people go, well, we can't do anything with the technology and the stuff. The spirits have always got to be old time tradition and old time stuff. Nah, man, everything has to grow and be innovated. And that's what I like about Gibson is that Master Gibson is that he is not confined to the rigor mortis paradigm of tradition. To the point where he's like, oh no, only look this way, only sit right here, and your only one book that I wrote is the one that you need to be getting. Now he's like, hey bro, I found this one out, I love this one. When I was 23, I read that one helped me out. When I was back, and I made this one just in case I talked to a couple of high entities and help you out. Like,
I don't even understand how you can hate on a nigga that wants you to grow spiritually, turn into a beam of light, and get $1 billion. The fuck you talking about? How the hell you got something to say about him? That shit, that agenda is everything. And he love his wife, and his wife love him. What are you talking about? And about every 18 months, he switch out to another whip. You know what I'm saying? When I seen him, he was pushing that same Jaguar that's in the First Darkness. The forest green one, that was the real Jaguar he was driving. So when you was asking like the time, I was like, bro, you writing about something that's going on right now because you got too much stuff in here. You went to Chapel Hill. You got so much of your story.
I could tell it was like based on his story when he wrote it.
If he writes something now though, he got a Bentley. That Joker he got the V12 two-door
drop top. You know what?
And when he pulled out the driveway,
when I look at spiritual things and I see someone ahead of me, that's what I'm looking for. So when you give your time, your money, your things, not when my mama get a time and they've been giving their time, their money, and their stuff since I was born. Where are they Bentleys? Where is their sense of happiness when things just come? And
go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say your term. I want my what?
I want my village.
That's what I say, but again, doesn't that have to do with y'all? Please, I'm not being argumentative.
We love it.
I'm so much. If I had to say, only because I was just thinking about it, if I had to identify myself with one of the disciples that followed Jesus, it would be Thomas, the one that had to see for himself. Because
Virgo rising, one more time.
I
gotta have proof.
Can be such a zealot
about
things. Like
the perfectionist.
It's not about the perfection. It's that
what is a zealot?
I want to know
what is a zealot.
It's that a zealot is someone who is going hard for what they believe in. That's not perfection. That's just my thing is this. I am so much of a teacher. I don't believe in teaching or telling something to someone about something I don't know about or I haven't had experience because I don't like being dishonest. I don't like embellishing. I don't like exaggerating. None of that stuff.
You don't like parroting either.
Right.
That's why I can't stand parroting.
I ask questions in order to learn and educate, not to challenge people. And
I ask questions to challenge.
And so as I'm asking questions, it's really me trying to understand deeper because these are things that I want to experience for myself. So
but you ain't got to explain your process. You just ask the questions. We ain't worried about that. You ain't got to explain yourself here. You in the temple. You can ask all you want. You ain't got to tell her this why I'm asking.
My coworkers and they look like at me. I'm like I'm the straight Satan, but I do it.
Yeah, you the day nigga. That's what Saturn. What Saturn or Capricorn? Which card is that? That's the devil card, ain't it?
Yeah. That's our card. My card is the Tower and the Devil, and the Tower and the Devil and the Death card. That's my card. those are my cards. That's why I think it. And so I really do think that Shiva probably is my deity, especially since I do believe my grandmother was pointing. Man,
I took acid one time and I had the scariest moment. I was like, "Yo, am I Satan?" And then I ain't never going back again. I just left that moment there.
But the answer is because you are Saturn. Mm-hmm. You are, and you Santa Claus too. Santa, Saturn, Satan. Yes. It's the same thing. And if you don't do right, come on, Santa ain't bringing you nothing. If you don't honor, you ain't. What I tell you in your Saturn return, don't be asking Venus. Venus, can you hook me up? Not yet, my nigga. Saturn ain't blew the whistle. But Jupiter said he got something for me. Right. I ain't coming through there. Saturn? Can I? Oh well, ain't no green light. Come on, ain't no green light.
Going back to my thing with the whole thing that you were talking about, the reason why you admire and follow Dr. Mitchell Gibson, and your mother and grandmother was given for so long and they don't have their Bentley. I'm like, again, doesn't that have a little bit to do with the lack of education on their part on what to do to actually implement certain principles and things into their lives? Because I do know some Christians that are flourishing.
Okay, so here's a couple of things you have to ask yourself. Number one, when we talk about implementation, grandmother worked for Honeywell all her life. Mama had like 2 jobs, 3 jobs coming up all her life. These are two what you would call regular working class women. Okay, regular working class. My mother has also tried a mini business to herself. My uncle and my grandmother. They all work plus hours a week being worked. They give their charity time, and they go to church. All I'm saying is that these were the three things that was paid in that book to be a marker to get magnificent number of miracles and blessings. Now, when we compare to Gibson, and here's the only thing I compare, the man don't do 70 hours a week. The man don't got no 9 to 5 he punching.
You do not come to work on Fridays.
This man steps out every day and just gives from his spirit and what he downloads and what he gets. And he can take care of him, his wife, they can travel, they can do whatever they want to do.
Because he got the education.
Oh, well.
How can you say that? What finite proof do you have that education is what's bringing him his funding?
He has an MD. He went, and as he worked to get his MD, he then implemented. He went around the world, learned different things and whatnot. So now he's getting paid for the knowledge that he now shares with other people. His education. People are paying him for what he knows.
But he didn't get none of all the things that he make his money off of. He didn't get from Chapel Hill or. So he went to FAMU, he went to Chapel Hill, and he was at Einstein. He did his residency at Einstein. So he's not. He don't do medicine no more.
Right, not anymore. But what I'm saying is
he had debt. Remember, when you graduate as a doctor, you graduate with
makes a lot of sense. Yes.
Yeah. So he paid that off. He paid his debt off with the things that he's doing now.
Right, which he's the education that he is sharing through his experiences in life at those schools. Along the way, he found something that he then pursued.
Yes.
And then, but because, right. And all I'm saying is.
Oh, but Paul, just only because you haven't known, is the Jonty Toff came to him when he was in poverty, sleeping on the floor when he was like 6. So the angel came to him when he was a child. He'd been meditating since he was 5 years old. So he cropped tobacco. He said they ain't have running water or electricity till he got into high school. So the deity he'd been working with before he hit college or any of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the education, it's the unfolding of his incarnations. Your incarnations. And so what about the people who we can't just look at education without looking at, like I said, what is the budget of the sinister?
And I'm sorry, when I say education, I don't mean like necessarily only books.
No. But I won't talk about the budget.
I'm just looking for the implementation. Like if you say it's his education, what implement beside because here's the real question. People have to listen to him. That is not something he can force.
Yep.
Nor is it something that you see the technology age we're in. There's a lot of people who want to be listened to. Why is it him?
Right.
Because of what he's talking about.
Okay.
And where did he get it
now
from?
We have something that there's a whole bunch of group of people over here who say he's a sinful, harlot, crazed witch doctor, devil man. Okay? These people are throwing their own energies this way. Then you got people here who's like, no, he's a master. He's real about what he is. What is that one finite thing that is separated? Who went to college, who are also supposed to have a spiritual person in their corner.
Jesus.
That's the biggest part about this. Because implementation is real. I can go out here, hustle some money, and come up with 100,000 if I'm ready to do some things.
Well, I would say he's along the same lines as a pastor. Somebody would say the same thing. Because there are some pastors who are basically doing the same thing. He's being listened to now, Mitchell Gibson. These pastors are now being listened to. And they have people following them based on their education. I don't necessarily just mean books. I just mean the knowledge that they have. And that they're able to then recite and regurgitate and inspire people. They have that power.
Here's the difference between Mr. Gibson and a pastor. Every day when a pastor gets done, a pastor comes around a collection plate that has a
obligation attached to it.
Obligation to it.
Yes.
And he has a sense of obligation of community. And then he has that whole, if you don't, you may actually go to hell. So then we got Gibson over here who just says, bro, you don't have to do it. You ain't got to. The book is just sitting right here. What is the difference? What is the difference? They're finding I see Gibson do nothing besides, like what he's naturally doing. I've been trying to get my mother to naturally do what she's trying to do these natural things that she do. She's a chaplain. That's what she does. She's a minister. Everybody loves it. Everybody says she's divine at it.
Where's the Bentley?
Where's the Bentley? Where's the Bentley? She's divine. People hate her for it. People want to give her. And also, where's her elevation? If she can step into something like prison ministry, the whole prison be like, she got Muslims calling for her. These are the things. I come from great people.
Well, let me ask this. What does your mother have? Like Dr. Mitchell Gibson, he has tapes, he has books, he has things that he's doing that allow people to give. Because the thing is, you can't get the things that he's not doing it like a pastor, but you can't get the knowledge that he has without paying for it.
You gotta want it though. And that's
right.
But that's another question.
But it's not just the warning. Is the difference between him and cats in the church is in the church you are programmed that you don't deserve it. You program that this is your lot. You're not programmed that there's something greater than what you're already doing. In church, Jesus is the highest. You can't excel over that boss. And then when you die, that's it.
And contentment is your best weapon.
And be cool with that too. Don't ask for no more. His mama deserves a Bentley, and I do too. His mama listens to the pastor that says, where you at is all right. I'm listening to a cat that says, why don't you have more? Why aren't you tapping into the $1 billion in your spiritual bank account?
There are pastors that talk like
that's in the minimal. That's in the minimal. Just because there's two of them.
No, it's not just two.
It ain't the majority.
You're right. It's not the majority,
but
they're
changing.
And they just got here.
Changing.
The same way like he's a change because the grip is loosening. He's forcing those churches to close down because the reason people are listening to him is because the truth resonates. Just like I said, authenticity resonates. Yeah. Everybody's seeing these pastors out here that's got more bullshit with them. So now him and people like me, we force pastors to change their entire garb. Jamal Bryant is wearing sweatshirts now as he's preaching in the church. This is other dude that's all over Facebook. They're showing his videos. No, I ain't talking about the one cussing people out. I'm talking about the one with the cut up jeans. Oh, that's in the last 20 years. Yeah. The pastors was not doing jeans and sweatpants and things like that. They weren't even having this open floor plan that they moved around like in the mega churches. You know what I'm saying? It was always behind the pulpit, move, and then end up back behind the pulpit. But running down in between the aisles came from evangelism. Because that's where Marcus Garvey got it from. He got his training from an evangelist. That's how he got so many people to back the Black Star Line. So authenticity. Once you put the clean glass beside the dirty glass, even the savages is going to pick the clean glass. And your soul is demanding the conditions that are present. So our soul has only been asking for restrictions. So there ain't been no opportunity for us to grow because they've all been knocked and killed down. All of our leaders have either been physically assassinated or character assassinated. So now we have somebody who has enough discipline, Team Virgo, big shouts, to come through and be like, I ain't got no scandals. I ain't got no scandals. Ex-wife ain't popping off, doing nothing. And everything you check around here is exactly what I say it is. Keep checking. And watch me. It's like you said, like the young people. The young people like, I ain't listening to no old dude who ain't getting no money. So the pastors was like, yo, we better show Bentleys and Lamborghinis or whatever, or jet planes like Creflo Dollar.
Creflo was the first one with
which is fine. Which is
his people.
But really, he wasn't the first because actually...
Yeah, he wasn't the first. He's the first probably black one.
He wasn't the first black. He was the first black we know about. But the first black getting dough like that was Reverend Ike.
Ike
had
I thought you were going to say with
several
a plane. Did he have a plane?
I don't think he didn't like planes.
Yeah, I don't think
he liked Rolls Royces.
Right.
Okay, he was the one the first one getting money like that. Yeah.
And several, like he always says, when I got my first Rolls Royce, he came from South Carolina, moved to New York, looked through the window and seen a Rolls Royce and was like, I like those. So Creflo did the same thing and was like, I like those. Like the Gibson said, I like expensive suits. I like $100,000 watches. I like to be able to take my wife around the world and da 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 da. His mind is free and saying, yo, you can have it too. That's one difference between him and the pastor. The other difference between him and the pastor is a steady parrot. There's nothing new being produced. There's no new downloads coming from him. There's a competition of pastors between who can interpret this same damn Old and New Testament. Where Gibson is like, nigga, I don't ever have to touch the Bible. Ever. Take this language you ain't never seen before. Take this right here. Take this ritual that you ain't seen before. Gibson was trained by his education. So when you say education, I use the word training. His shamanistic training was the cats he was coming through was teaching him how to sun gaze. Ain't no pastors out here teaching you that.
Man, I want to learn how to sun gaze.
That the sun, when is the best time to look at the sun? When's the worst time to look at the sun? What are some of the spells that you're getting from the sun? His information is coming from the sun. How? Because he says, here's a technique that I got that you can use to get the same thing. So if you come down and say, yo, we're gonna get I'm gonna get 144 people for their sun to blink. And then the number's at 300 and rising now that have actual physical footage of their sun blinking and they ain't never met Mitchell Gibson. Now, ain't no pastor doing that. Ain't no pastor, I'm not gonna say they're not capable, but they don't feel that that's outside of Jesus.
And it's funny when we
that's
talk
outside
about
of Jesus.
Because we went from...
And, let me finish this too. They do not emphasize altars and ancestors.
Oh, no, because that's anti.
You know what I'm saying? Because then you would have something else that you may be paying attention to Jesus. Mm-hmm. So there is no burning ancestor money or feeding the gods or even conversations of life after death other than heaven and hell. Or, possibilities after death. It's not even the conversation. It's just we're setting you up to die. And then you're going to leave whatever you got here to either you're going to leave it to the church, which would be me, to your children, which still going to come back to me, or to the state. So we're splitting it between church and state. That's our rules. You don't know how to communicate and pay it forward. Like what pastor told you, put yourself on your altar. And you can burn ancestor money for you right now.
To say altar, remember altars in itself are no-nos.
Are no-nos.
Altars in themselves are no-nos.
No-no.
You can't do an altar at all. No. That's an idol that you will be worshiping.
Can't do astrology either.
No, because that is witchcraft.
That's witchcraft, even though it's in the Bible, Psalm 19:1.
What you mean? Even though that he had 12 disciples?
No, the part where he says, the firmament of heaven and the stars and the planets are God's handiwork. What do you mean?
That's God's handiwork.
Why are you putting that even in there? First off, why do you have to mention that?
Right.
Why do you have to even say that the firmament is God's handiwork? What are you trying to say?
The Bible is a wonderful tool to either
put you to sleep at night for kids. You know what I'm saying? You can just read them or get some coochie. You definitely can get some coochie off the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because that whole thing, because women are attracted to intellect and what jokers can remember. How you think 5%ers start getting pussy? Because they started kicking off the day's mathematics. Started getting lessons. Started reciting the Quran. Women didn't give a fuck. Oh, I'm looking for. You sing spiritual and you're reciting it. Cause that's why there's pimps and Muslim pimps, Christian pimps, 5% pimps, Hebrew Israelite pimps. It's some jokers that's been through Tybro that's been trying to pimp.
Israelites that be like, we ain't doing nothing that y'all doing. I'll be like, come on, bro.
Bro, you sitting up here out the same book.
Come on, bro.
You competing for FaceTime.
You just got
translating out the same
some brown
book.
Crayon over my man right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm from this tribe and you're not. So you got this wrong. Gibson ain't telling nobody that you got that wrong. Just like, yo, quit fucking with that.
Or that you're born from somewhere where you're already paying for the sins of something that you have not done.
But in reincarnation, though, your ass is definitely paying for some shit that you ain't fixed. Before we go there,
I just want to say one thing. When we brought up Gibson and my family, one of the things when we started the conversation, it was about the deified things getting done, and then you got back to practical work. What that reminded me is when we talk about, this is going to be a little to the level, when we talk about black women being the leaders in education, entrepreneurship, and corporate business, and I ask women, do you think that men aren't just because we don't want to? And the look they give me says yes. They never say it out their mouths because that would be too abrasive for the moment. But in the internal, it is. So going back to the Gibson versus my mom thing, assume that they work hard. Assume that they have a great foundation of education and they're smart enough to know things and to get things done. Assume that they can live out here prosperous in the mundane level. They have been making it mundanely, but I'm not talking about mundane. In the efforts that I have seen them put forth, their church, okay, they paying the bills. They putting money over here. They're doing well with the money, and they're still doing extra in the church. Somebody just won a lotto ticket the other day, and he didn't do shit. Not a thing. Not a thing. But you talk. And I'm not saying that they have to. I'm just saying that that's what the book said. The book says that if you put your time in, you put your work in, you put your faith in, you should reap. And it's not just a reaping later. I found them verses that say you should reap right here, right now.
All facts.
And the only people who ever got that contract has been white. I have not seen nobody. The contract works if you're white. If you're white, that contract makes so much sense.
And the big Cleflo dollars, they're just like a couple of rappers that you let become ultra famous. So your ass will think that maybe one day you could do it. Like, why, you know what I'm saying? Like, only thing we working for right now is sweat. Because your only option of owning something and being rich right now is to run for it. You gotta be an athlete or a rapper. So we only have, what are your chances of making it to the NBA, NFL, or baseball? And what's your chances of winning the lottery? You know what I'm saying? And then what's your chances of being a T.D. Jakes? Or what's your chances of being a Denzel Washington? So they let some of them, go through. So you'll be like, you know what? I'm just going to put I'm going to try to be a football player. I'm going to try to go through athletics. I'm going to try to go through being a pastor. I'm going to try to go through politics. Well, what about my spirit is enough?
Right.
My spirit is enough for me to hit 1 billion, for me to be authentic. I don't have to do that. And that's the main thing is his teaching of authenticity, to be yourself, tapping into your divine powers by making a linkage to ancient parents. That's what Kalinde talks about too with the mushrooms. We're going to the ancient knowledge. Jesus is very new. He ain't no older than 2,000 years old.
And white people, a fetus in like time.
White people only been on the planet for 30,000 years, according to Jewel Pulchrum. Let's say we give them 50. Shit, that ain't 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4. That ain't even 1 billion.
Which will make sense because they do tell you all the time that they came from slaves. So if they can track their lineage to a starting point, they're babies in this. Because you can't track your lineages to a starting point.
Man.
You can try. You're going to find a face that looks like yours in the middle of Asia somewhere.
I had to pull this
under
out.
like mountains somewhere.
Oh, I had to go pull this out. Oh, my goodness. Y'all hold on for a second. I ain't pulled this out in years. Woo-wee. Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's the biggest rock, and that's the one we got. But white people can tell you exactly the time when they first began.
Help me out.
Going back.
He's about to go crazy. He's never seen this before. I haven't pulled this out in a good 12 years. Just lay it out on the floor, please. And he gonna explain it himself. He ain't never seen it before. And he gonna be like, how did I go back there? How did I go back in the room and pull out what he was just talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah, player.
Oh.
Yeah. Now go ahead. What you were saying? Because you didn't know I had this on you. I know.
But yes.
World history and African's perspective.
Come on.
You don't even see the European ends where he don't even start to about right there.
Right. That's what I was looking for. Like,
so look how much of the circle do he make up?
Ooh.
Just a little bit. He only make up just a little bit of the
circle. It's the same thing when I found out that all religion is just sorcery and witchcraft. Because when you keep going back, there's only like mysticism at the beginning of it.
Right.
So only in this little small section of the circle, which could be, just a little bit of a little bit of percentage, versus all of this.
Right.
That's why I don't be dealing with niggas who be dealing with slavery, because they only talking about this little piece right here. You talking about this little piece right here?
And they taking it personal. We weren't even the first slaves.
Look at the Persian invasion back here.
Persia, India.
The Nubians, led by Pianka, captured Kemet, began the fourth golden age. That's 1000 BC.
Slavery is a part of this paradigm.
Come on, man.
It is nothing personal to nobody.
Rome and Europe, which was, the war with Hannibal. That was black on black crime.
Come on.
The Hebrew kingdom. You know what I'm saying? More black on black. There's India and China. Look at that. The white man didn't even show up until we got over here.
Come on, man.
So Jesus is just nothing but another telling of this story. I know
and
people are looking at
the place didn't start to move until where we at? Till about right here, 1375. You can Google
BC.
that.
Make sure you say BC.
Yeah, BC.
Right.
You can Google that.
Still want no J's in the English language. There wasn't an English language.
Nope, there was not.
No, Mesopotamia. Damn, look at the arrow that joker had.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So
Mesopotamia is one that you hear all of my Nubian people. They all leave out Mesopotamia.
Look at what he said. That's Chief Anti-Diop. The history of Africa will remain suspended in air and cannot be written correctly until African historians connected with the history of Egypt. Chief Anti-Diop, The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality, 1974.
They're both one and the same.
Yeah, they wouldn't even just to even get into this. That's why I keep this in the vault. Ooh, but you said it tonight. I was like, man, let me go bring this out right here.
Wow, what?
Yeah. This is a cold piece right here.
Yeah, it is.
I got this from Psyche.
This would get me fired if I brought it in my history class.
Nah, this won't leave my sight. This ain't coming off of 1322.
I wouldn't go nowhere with this.
Huh?
It's gonna be hard to find for a minute, especially in the age now where information is so easily controlled.
What I need to do is go get it. I need to go get it laminated.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Not to be that dead horse. Can I go back for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Okay. So going back to your mother and your grandmother, when I say the lack of education, I think we're saying the same thing.
Let your foot up.
If you are saying that they are programmed.
No, I was saying that okay, so
because church is programming people. That is something that I do believe. And when I say the lack of education, I believe that the church does restrict the knowledge that people can have to a degree, because it keeps them locked into a box of thinking that they can't go outside of a certain
But should it matter, though, if the juice is real? That's all I'm saying. Listen, the Bible is very clear. You believe in the Son, you get it all. It's very clear. You do works and charitable works, you get blessings. You go to church and you fellowship, you get blessings.
That is the pastor's interpretation, because there are other aspects of the Bible that do support practically doing things in life to it, which is what a lot of these prosperity preachers or other preachers, the newer preachers, are actually pointing out in the Bible to justify the fact that, you can have it too, or giving people the inspiration and the hope they can have it too.
But taking practicality out of it. I'm just taking practicality implementation out of it, because we're only talking about that. Because who's to say that Gibson just didn't have any room for failure in here? There's still absolute obtuse rules for failure. I'm probably like the best actor to ever come out this era, and here I am. Like just here I am, but that's above me, because I'm supposed to be doing all other kinds of stuff. I'm an educator now, but that's
for now. You're an educator for
now.
now.
I'm an educator for now.
Right.
But that's but that's what I mean. Like, when we look at Jesus and we go, okay, why should I? Give me a reason why. I looked at my mom and my grandmama all my life, and I don't see no reason why. I looked at him for about a good, when I first met you, a couple of weeks, and I was like, all right, Kanye, so what else you got? He was like, bro, do astrology first. And I was like, all right.
There are some people that I know personally that based on their lives
That you see now.
that I see now, that other people have looked at their lives and followed Jesus as a result of their dedication to Jesus because they are benefiting from that.
Are they
Which
benefiting from something that they can say is miraculous?
still push them, yeah, but that's still and what you said, they're still followers. They're still followers. That's
They
what that
haven't
whole
been,
thing is.
nothing has happened to them.
Yeah.
They're just doing because.
And they're parroting. I saw that you did it. You're a Christian. You're prosperous. So I'm going to follow what you're doing.
And Psychology 101 says that any prosperity after
Mitchell Gibson
that.
is doing because we want
Oh,
to
no.
benefit that.
No, you got to research.
I don't want to be like him.
Okay.
That was dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that to be like him, but I do want to experience some of the things that he's experienced.
Yeah, but the Christians you don't want to experience. Those Christians who are following those successful people, they want to be those people. They don't want to just have what those people have. They want to be those people. And I don't necessarily need to have his experiences. They're nice and fabulous. But he may be a sorcerer of air and I may be a sorcerer of water. So if I spend my time trying to experience air stuff and I don't spend no time cultivating me and knowing me. That's why I said
That's what I mean by experiencing the things that he experienced. I don't mean specifically. I'm talking about the miraculous, metaphysical, otherworldly things. I'm not saying specifically his things, but I'm also not necessarily. I don't think that when people that we were talking about Christianity, I don't think they want to be somebody else but they want to have the things that those people have.
They followers. What was Christianity given to them for in the first place? Look at the origin. To make them better slaves. Period. That's in the programming. Why do you think people flinch? Or like he said, when he says, Jesus, like that, when he's afraid, when he know good and damn well, because that's a part of his programming. So it was given to people, period. All people for property, because you had to give the money to the church. The church was collecting the most land. The Vatican got the most magical tools. They was like, I need you to be a better servant. That was it. That's why they that's why the Pope commissioned Columbus to come over here. Because as long as you take my religion, bro, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you take my religion, you can go ahead because those people are going to be my resources. I'm using this as a tool of submission. It had nothing to do with equal opportunity. It had nothing to do with the come up. At its core, like I said about your breath and relaxing, God bless you. It's from you were supposed to relax from the beginning. You were breathing in the belly. Christianity at its very onset was never here for freedom. Financial, mental, spiritual, next life at all. Now that is adjusting because people are trying, because the New Age thing came around, but the New Age is also the sinister. We be thinking that the sinister could only be in the church. The sinister wants a piece of all. He's Frank White. If a dime bag move in the park, he want a piece of it. So if you getting conscious, I want a piece of wellness, I want a piece of meditation, I want a piece of all of it. Sure, y'all can have meditation in school, but I want the technology that, I want to control the technology that's communicating how that works or whatever. I want to finance and benefit from that. But I'm going to make sure that I have to work extra hard to make sure people don't hear about this. Let's make sure. Why do you think Facebook's keep changing their algorithms? I shut that shit down. They ain't going to let me keep on having no Facebook Live where I can bring another person. Now, how the hell did you just all of a sudden stop that? Because all these conscious ass woke niggas was on here with two people at the same time.
Putting dots together like nobody's business around the world. And it was like, no.
Pull that. No warning. No nothing.
Instagram gonna be the next one to pull because I just saw the blue pill on there the other day, and he was with AA and Cosmo Phoenix was on there.
I was wondering how long that was gonna last.
All three of them was on there. Next thing you know, zoop.
Give me that.
It's always just theirs can never be right. Like I will be on live for hours, yo. Every time them brothers get on live, whoop, connection gone. Whoop, connection gone.
Because we flagged. We flagged. I'm cool with the flag. I'm going to keep your ass working. So it goes back to his question when he was asking me about, What about the doubters? What about the naysayers? What about the cats who love Jesus? What was my answer? Celebrate the living and do what? Bury the dead. See, Jesus had you weeping and moaning, thinking that death was the end result. Gibson says death is like a common cold that can be cured. He says you don't have to die. What'd you say? He says there are immortals here. Here go a text. Yeah, I got a $3,000 book back there that's strictly about spells for immortality. You know why I want to make so much money? So I can have free time just to do the spells in that book. We choose. All right, when you die, why are they finding bones that are 10,000 or 100,000 years old? So if the bones can last 100,000 years, then why the flesh and the skin can't last 100,000 years?
Come on, because everything is
because
the
you
same
choose
chemical composites.
You
Everything
choose.
is of the same chemical composites.
It's all stardust. The bones is stardust. It's all made of atoms.
Everything.
But your choice is, you know what? Jesus got me dying. So they don't give a fuck about how much bread you getting or who following who. No matter what the path is, it ends in a funeral. Jesus ends in death on the cross, and dying is okay.
And that's why they tell you you're going to get everlasting life after it. Because they don't want you to have your everlasting life before it.
Right. But they don't tell you that your everlasting life could be fucked up.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And they don't give you no options. They just damn threaten you. and that's a difference between Gibson. Gibson ain't selling you the afterlife. He telling you got to work, nigga. The church is like, look, nigga, I'm gonna threaten you. You don't pay these damn tithes. Oh, Daniel, pass the plate. Rayshawn, you need to go around the backside. You get the women on the left because we're Muslims. You get the ladies on the left, and you pass around the chicken bucket. It's a chicken bucket at the mosque. Pass it around that side, Rayshawn. Make sure your hands wrapped really good, and then you come through here. Make sure you get that money, and make sure you get that money from the side. Because if you don't put something in there, don't you see her putting something in there? Don't you feel bad? Don't you feel guilty? God knows. God loves a cheerful giver. Allah loves a cheerful giver. Nigga, Allah take care of fools and babies, not pastors.
Nope.
Your ass finna up here juicing me. Gibson's like, you ain't got to send me nothing. But you got to pay for what, you got to pay like you weigh though. You do got to pay for what, you got to pay. Right. Because there's a picture, that's why I want everybody to go to Tybro so they can see some of these angels. He has a picture. These niggas has got this angel may be 10 foot tall, and he got a 70 foot tall spear, and he's killing niggas. You can't get into heaven with stolen light. That's a rule. You can't get into heaven with stolen light.
I know people like
or partial light.
Angels are out here killing niggas. You gonna tell me to be non-violent?
God's numero uno will strike. You can go to the back door back there and look over the thing. I definitely have. I ain't got no problem with you getting struck down up in this house. No problem. Archangel Michael, he's a body catcher. He's a body snatcher. He ain't got no negotiation with him. Zero. I lead all. I'm a warring angel. You want some of this? You don't want to see me. That's how he is.
Come on.
You don't want to see me because I ain't coming back. I'm following directions. God is a hitter, and I'm his number one hitter. So get with the program. And I'm only here to protect you from getting to what's really sacred. It ain't about what's secret. It's about what's sacred. That's the troop I'm with. That's the troop Gibson is with. That's a high-paying gig.
And that's what you got to pay for it.
When you protect what's sacred. I put the price on it to see how much you want it.
Because it's sacred. It used to be, I'm going to put it at the top of a mountain, and you're going to have to do 800 feet just to get the book.
Right, but now
there are no mountains. We don't do that no more, so now you're going to have to pay your mountain in cash.
What about these women who out here upset with other women for giving up the pussy for a blunt? And she like, see, girl, you're making it bad for us. Right. I need a whole house. I need this many carats. It's some kind of rule out here about how many carats supposed to be the minimum before I say yes. We can be married.
A minimum of $200 is the new date. That's the new minimum. If you're not putting out $200, you a broke nigga who don't love their girl.
Oh, well, what's a minimum for me then?
Bro, you don't get nothing but pussy, and it don't have to be good.
Wait a minute, I just want the 200. No. I want to know where the chicks at spending 200. No, you done messed up, nigga. I heard you. So if you say that the new minimum is 200
for you to spend,
you crazy? No, nigga. I'm an equal opportunist.
No.
I'm an unashamed opportunist. As a matter of fact.
Now when you go out there,
what? She ain't gonna spend?
No, you spend.
Okay, well that's okay.
And you're not gonna get no good conversation either.
I know that. I know that. That's why I got this one here hostage up in here today. She tried to sneak out. I was like, you gonna know all that fine ass
I took my
conversation?
extra brunch the
Don't
other
you want to see
day.
what we're doing? Sit your ass down.
She gave me some good conversation. I was like, yo, I might have to just
Get you pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
I had that thought. I was
Trying to
thinking
get
about
you-
children and all
Damn,
that.
you got good conversation?
Just because she had good I'm so serious. Because I got a girl on my phone right now finer than wine.
You ain't seen Queen and Slim, have you?
Not yet.
I've
I've been reading some things on it, and I haven't decided whether or not I wanted to go see it.
So make sure it's a matinee.
Okay, good.
And do not take no other woman with you.
Okay.
Because it will be all effed up. And then I'm sure by the time the credits roll, my phone will be ringing.
Yeah.
Or you be cussing me out through the text. The fuck was that? That shit. That coward ass, but...
Yo, speaking of that, you remember that one time we went to their place and we went to this seminar because we thought it was going to be about some money getting. And then she went up and she said, let us pray. And she started praying to Jesus. You remember that we went to this seminar and it was supposed to be a money building seminar. I forgot.
It was in Atlanta?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a money building seminar. You was like, yo, come to it. And I was like, I met you there. And then halfway through, she was like, all right, y'all, I just want to say some words of a prayer to the Lord. And me and him had to sit there. But see, the thing is that I'm not trying to prove, because for the sake of the argument, this is why I like a whiteboard too. For the sake of an argument, we are not trying to prove.
You got the one over your shoulder, but it's okay. Go ahead, keep talking.
Oh, I thought that was paper.
It's on the other side. Yeah.
But we are not trying to prove that one can or cannot achieve high means of success and or resources. Okay? The question here is, do I get anything from joining Jesus? That is the question. Damn. And I don't want you to tell me that what I get is the normal of what he got. And because that's what I told another person. I don't join things to be one of the people that I look at. I don't want anybody in my circle that has what I have. If I am talking to you or I'm coming to you on bended knee, you better have everything I want. And so when people come to me and they go, besides the 3 that you get, Creflo Dollar and what's the name, and then you always see sickness come straight after them for them brothers. I don't know what's going on. All I know is every $1 million preacher have a sickness. And they get real skinnier than me and real frail looking after a certain part of their time. I have yet to see anything that has made me want to go, yeah, that's what I need because they have something that I need. Hey, how you doing? And it's something that I want. That's all that I'm saying. Is that what about it from what you have already seen? Just like he said, he go back to history. He's a history buff. So he said he look at the history of it just like I do, just when I found out that Christianity would be nowhere without the Crusades. The Crusades is the only reason why you have Christianity in Africa right now. And the Crusades were all done via violent, rape, and pillaging. There were no nice Crusades. There were no time when they were like, hey, we just want to tell you something, and if you like it, you don't.
You have a choice.
You have a choice. All the Crusades were done through blood and violence. So you tell me, what entity, I'm not even going to say God or whatever, what entity do I want that is birthed in the destruction of blood and violence of the people who look closest to me?
I might as well be messing with Kalima.
I might as well get Chachula. Look, I got a better time getting Chachula with his 7 tentacles somewhere in the sea somewhere that's going to grant me at least a deformed sense of immortality. Than to be waiting with their book just so I can keep going to my 9 to 5 and keep doing the same thing I'm doing all day until I die just to hope for some milk and honey.
That's why you see niggas.
Milk and honey.
That's why you see the rise of jokers out here doing demonic spirits. It ain't just church versus Gibson.
It's the rubber band effect.
It's the religions, and then this niggas just like, I'm agnostic, atheist. I do chaos magic. I fuck with demons.
But no, you know why?
They growing exponentially too.
But you know why though?
But they haven't escaped Jesus yet, because they still treat their demons like Jesus. The same pattern that they had from Jesus, they got it over there. Because none of them are talking about immortality. They're over there with a grudge trying to get even.
But see, that just made me think about another plot. Because you know how easy it is to fall into a demonic sense when you try to go this way and you get nothing? So the church goes, hey, These demons got power. These demons are coming for you. You want riches and glory and all that? You can get the demons. They're going to take you to hell. You want to sit over here and just be good and wait for your heaven, then you got to come over here with Jesus. So let's say you sit over here forever.
And pay through the nose.
You sit over right here forever and you get nothing. But you remember what they told you about over here. You remember that they told you that over here, yeah, it's a little dangerous, but give me a little power. Give me a little power and a little money and I can feed my family and I can do my things. It's like the same thing I said in the hood. I said, y'all judge people, but when that little boy looked at that crack rock, he saw his family eating. Because God is in the stomach.
The abdominal brain.
So
that's all real.
People are just looking to be fed. And what we don't say is that you can get fed over here. We say you wait to get fed over here. And I'll feed you little crumbs. Don't come nowhere near over here. Because they might feed you, but that's your soul. And then they point you only in one direction. They don't tell you there's some light over there you can get fed with.
What's one of the reasons you done kick one of your exes to the curb? That nigga got boring.
Come on.
That nigga, you just got played out. He couldn't be. You ain't never got rid of a nigga because the thrill is gone. You remember that song, The Thrill Is Gone? You never broke up with a guy because there was no more. He was boring. He didn't excite you. Nothing like that. So why do you break up with men? Or you ain't never been in a relationship. What? Why do you leave a man? You not gonna talk about you still talking about Jesus, but you ain't gonna talk about your relationship. But you saying no, I ain't never left a guy.
No,
she said she's not gonna have your live conversation.
For him,
you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
Repeat it again, because he obviously is not getting it. You get it, he don't.
She's not having your live conversation right now.
That's corny. But anyway, there's that happens out here. Just like men wanting to go over there because that's more thrilling. Mm-hmm. We want adventure. We are seeking new things. That's why Gibson is so fired. That's why everybody has a chance to be fired, because when you got authenticity, you're feeding the soul. The soul is ready for a buffet. The soul is not ready. You ain't never been to prison, so you never see how excited a cat get. That nigga would risk his life to get a damn cheeseburger from McDonald's inside prison walls. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You may understand have you been to prison?
No, I understand that feeling.
You ain't really experienced it.
I
know what I'm saying?
For at least a couple of days, so if I equate what I felt like fast, because I ain't ate it all.
Nah, because the nigga told you cannot. It told you it's illegal for you to have a cheeseburger in here.
Yeah,
it's illegal for you to have any street food in here.
That I felt it, I said I understand what that must be like. I'm just saying I understand.
You know, a black woman told me because she was a single mother, she understood what it was like to be an incarcerated black man in prison.
That's like me saying I can understand having a menstrual cycle or the pain of childbirth. That shit disrespectful.
Right.
I would never say no shit like that. Ever out of my mouth. I would say I can't imagine what that's like. I cannot
told her,
imagine.
I said, we can't talk no more. She's like,
can't
what are you
imagine.
talking about? I said, you just let me know exactly the type of mentality you had. I can't even tell you that.
I can't imagine, but I understand that it must be very, very satisfying. Like
But the height of the desire,
yeah,
when that damn cheeseburger come in there,
niggas will kill.
or a piece of chicken. Nigga, you get chicken in prison, but you don't get KFC and Popeyes. Mm-mm. You don't get banana pudding made fresh from the street. You see what I'm saying? So when that particular spiritual hunger and spiritual desire is looking to be fed now, because everything operates in cycles. It's like the map we had. It's like astrology. Things operate. There's certain years you're supposed to be working more, and this is from the cards of your destiny. There's certain years you're supposed to be working on your abundance only. Or I'm sorry, not only, but this is the time you be getting paid. Then there's another time you're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, not working on that. But the other peak now is spirituality. But you were chasing money, getting money. You supposed to damn have that kind of nest egg and working for you. So when you came down here and money wasn't coming, that means you were supposed to be working in another area. But a person did not. So now they're still trying to chase money when they should be chasing spirituality. Then you get the cats who spirituality, everything's coming to them because I'm with Jesus. This is how Jesus, he don't tell you about the cycles. So I'm in church, and it's doing good. And all of a sudden the spirituality part, and I should be going after the money. But now I'm still just chasing Jesus. And my stuff is getting foreclosed on and all of this. And that's why churches didn't want to keep losing followers. And they started buying up these whole parking lots and shopping plazas where, you know what, you can just turn your check over to the church and we'll take care of you. You became a ward of the church because of fear. That's the difference between a Gibson and the church, or any of the religions and a Gibson.
Because Gibson don't want you fearful at all.
Yeah, he wants you full of confidence, striking down,
Play that weakness,
getting
man.
paid. Just like Sister Myra. Sister Myra is like, yo, I got charisma, I got food you can eat, but I'm not looking for you to be over here on bending knee to me. I'm not your Messiah. And that is for something that I eat from all of my masters is you really do yourself a disservice in your spiritual journey when you try to make somebody your Messiah. And that's why I said Jesus is so dope. His damn shit is so bulletproof. Because after you leave him, you go somewhere else and try to make somebody a Messiah. And so you see these people coming to Tybro. Woo! Oh, he's a Messiah. He's a Messiah.
Oh, you see them on that Facebook page, baby.
Forget that. What about Malachi York? He was one of the greatest examples.
Oh,
we need to get him out of jail. Why we need to get him out of prison? Because he should be president. Fuck you talking about? Do he even want to be president?
Right.
You putting something on somebody else is a Messiah complex. Not even you. Which one is there more of? People that want to be a Messiah or people that want somebody to be their Messiah?
People that want someone to be Messiah.
They're the latter. You know what I'm saying? So that go back into a sucker born every minute. Because the joker don't want to be responsible. I don't want to be responsible. But the great part about reincarnation is this may be their lifetime to sleep. So I should help them. Step over them. Because when you start stepping on other people's karma, trying to wake folks up and stuff like that, them Hebrew Israelites, I'd be like, you niggas is stupid. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just attracting all this. You don't know this might be his lifetime to take this lifetime off. So I ain't tripping.
Chill.
I'm not tripping over my sister doesn't go to no conventions with me or whatever. I ain't worried about that. But I'm gonna stay suited and booted. So I'd rather be it's like $100 bill. I really have it and not need it, and need it and not have it. If they come see me, then I have it. If you don't come see me, I still love you. But the love might be on the other end of a long handle spoon or a slingshot. You ain't gonna let everybody just keep getting close, because that's what Jesus do. Jesus teach you just give it all away. That ain't Jesus. That's the law of attraction. That's just the universe. When he see an empty spot, he just puts something there. Yeah, but I don't need you to empty me out and then you drop in 3 digits or 4 digits.
Come on.
I need 4 digits to go to 9 digits. 9 digits to keep on growing. Why is my mind, that workshop I went to last week, no, on the 7th, he was like, so who's got $10,000 a month goals in here? He's like, raise your hands. He was like, if you got $20,000 a month, you know what I'm saying, leave your hand up. Some hands went down. He was like, if you got $30,000 a month goal, leave your hand up. Some more hands went down. He was like, who's got $50,000 a month goals? It was like 5 people in the room. He still had their hand up. Why are you, you know what I'm saying? What programming would make me be like $50,000 a month? Man, I'm kind of nervous about that.
Right.
Because that's a Jesus. I'm nervous about what Gibson is saying.
Because money is the root of all evil.
No, the damn lack of money is the root of all evil, ho. You do some scandalous
Hunger
shit.
is the root of all evil.
I seen some scandalous shit happen. I seen more scandalous shit happen from a broke person than I have from a rich person.
With money. Come on.
I seen some trifling ass. That's why I don't have a problem with Big Pharma. Because I seen some broke ass jokers do the most trifling. What my man say? We have to have. What was that word I said I learned today? Social continuity. Mm-hmm. That's what rich people have. They have social continuity
and financial wisdom.
That's why
maturity.
1% control 99% of the wealth, because they have a community that's together with their money, and all you gotta do is choose it, and you can go over there and get with that too, versus your whining and complaining. But where does it come back to? Your damn high chest breathing, nigga. and your mama and daddy. That's what the biggest part of the Bible is, the bullshit off of that. Respect your mother and father. Why must I? Why respect is earned, not given? Why in the hell am I going to respect you for a contract? That's what I'm saying. If you keep this knowledge from me, so Tarzan thought he was from gorillas. Nigga, you didn't come from no gorillas. You just grew up with them. Then you come here. That's your mama and your daddy. This is your place. You might feel comfortable over there like that. But now my parents and the parents before them and generations have been telling me, yes, but what about the metaphysical truth that your womb is just a portal, and 15 lifetimes ago I let you use my womb when I was a woman. So now we even. Steven. Shake, nigga. Thanks. I got an astrology chart. I can't be stopped.
But see that,
I got breathing. So now you telling me you placed all my planets in my chart. And you can't teach me shit.
That parents thing is to keep that mess keep going though.
Cause they promote the Jesus.
Right.
Even
and the trauma. And just trauma. There's a lot of trauma that my generation is the first generation to say, fuck that, respect your elders stuff just because they old stuff. And now it's a lot of backlash going on right there, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the midst of that, but a lot of conversations are being had. And that's what I love. Because we're now going, oh, so we not just letting old folks disrespect us when we go to family? Like, this was the last conversation we had over weekends. Over the holidays, you saw a lot of Twitter posts going, if they are too toxic, don't go. Be your authentic self when you do go. Yes, take your person. Yes, do this, do that. No, you're not eating meat this year. Yes. But a lot of it is centered around that, okay, so
I need to be accepted. I need approval.
By my parents.
Or
I even died from that too. He helped me out with that. Because I had that man complex of, I got to go off and hurry up so I can feel good about myself to say that I take care of my folks.
I feel like giving you $10 to go see the movie tomorrow now because you need to see the little boy and what he did. I ain't going to spoil that part for you. I've told everybody what happens at the end. They do get killed.
Yeah, I know that much.
Okay, well, did I spoil the movie for you?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Joker's on my Facebook page like, you spoiled the movie for what you told me. What you think they was going to do? In the trailer, they said they killed a cop.
First of all,
what do you think was going to happen to two niggas?
That's a lack of comprehension. Because you can tell from the fucking trailer that they're dying and it's Bonnie and Clyde. It's a Bonnie and Clyde remix. With black people. Bonnie and Clyde, but in nigger. That's all it is.
You're going to be infuriated when you come out because it's a poor Bonnie and Clyde.
I was infuriated when I saw old girl give her an interview. Well, so what I wanted to do was... Tougher. Make it tougher.
Right. Tougher. More manly.
Right, because what I wanted to do was...
There you go.
I wanted to show...
There you go.
I wanted to show our struggle, right?
Pat your chest harder.
But not in the way... Not in the...
Finish it. Come on. Finish it. You're an actor. Finish it. Stay in character.
Not in the way, because, we different now. And I want to give a new perspective. A new perspective on this. Because, yeah, so what? They're not American, but they're playing Americans. And so what if there's no, real lesson here? We're black. And that's what this is about. And I was so lost. I was like, what is the movie about? But it's not about really anything.
It's about her.
Yes.
It's about her getting the bag.
A lot of people just getting bags now. But that's what I tell you though. I had to tell a friend this the other day. I know without a doubt it's above me. Cause ain't no way there are people out here making this trash and I'm still sitting here without my billion.
But you won't bend over though. You ain't gonna bend over and take it.
I will not.
You ain't gonna bend over and take it.
I said, Mama, I just getting to the point where I realized that I'm so thankful that I did not. Because I started professional theater at 10. And then my mama gave me a choice. She said, we can either take you on your professional, you ain't got to worry about going to high school, or you can go to school. I said, nah, I wanted to be a craft. So I want to go to school. I want to go to college for it. I want to learn it. Come out now, you find out everybody who went in was butt fucked. Everybody. There's not a child in Hollywood now that was not butt fucked their way through. My mama said something the other day. She was like, he could have been famous if he kept acting. I said, so...
Could be gay too, Mom.
I said, so you don't mind that
gay.
we find out that everybody was in Hollywood getting touched as a child. just quick because she's so on that money hungry stuff. She said, you know, ain't nobody gonna touch you and get away with it. I said, I don't want to be touched at all. That's the point.
I don't want to be touched and punish nobody. I just
Right.
don't want to be touched.
I don't want to be touched.
I just want talent, mama,
She had
not
never
touch.
said, she just sat down there and I was like, thank you, but that's
I want talent, mama, not touching. Why I gotta be touched like that?
Right.
Because remember, she got the ideal. Did you see the interview where she got the ideal from?
nuh-uh. I didn't see that one.
So you remember the dude who was on Oprah Winfrey and lied about the memoirs,
Okay, yeah.
and then had to come back and Oprah was like, "Nigga, you gonna have to straighten this. Did you lie?" He was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So that's who she got. She said she was at a party. So what type of party was it? It was a queer party.
Yeah.
Which I don't care, but you was at a party with liars because the dude, that's what he do. He lied on Oprah, the largest stage you could possibly get out here.
And the only reason he didn't get burned in the stake was because he was gay.
And he comes to her and says, "I got a movie, but I can't write it. It's two black people. It's a black couple. They get pulled over by a cop. They accidentally kill them, and then they drive off like Bonnie and Clyde. But I can't write it." She never say, "Well, why can't you write it?" She was like, "You know what? I like that idea." She says, "I'm gonna write it, but I want the final say so. I don't want no notes from white people." Because if some white people would have came in, they would have been like, "You know, this kind of sounds kind of like some lesbians, the shit that you trying to write here.
Right.
You really damn making the black man even more feminine than we would make it." But no, since I'm a lesbian, you can't tell the male lesbian shit.
Nah.
Nothing.
Because we can't write for women, but women can write for us.
No. I told you about our movie that we're writing. I told you that project.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're writing a project about two lesbian women that get pregnant and love sucking dick. We're going to write that, and we're gonna put it on YouTube because we can create a budget big enough to put it on YouTube. Matter of fact, we're gonna make it animated, so we ain't got to hire no actors. You know what I'm saying? We can do all the voices.
And then you can get away with a lot of stuff.
Oh.
You can get away with stuff animated that you can't get away with live.
But look what the Boondocks did. They got away with. Oh, who was you gonna sue?
Oh, and they were good. Family Guy, worse. South Park, way worse. You can do whatever with some animation, man.
Right. And that movie's still Jesus centered.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's still Jesus centered. You know what I'm saying?
And I still don't get how the gays can be so Jesus oriented. Like it's in there that your whole being about yourself is not okay.
We ain't with that, man. They got their own. They got their own.
It's deeply rooted, man.
They got their own thing. Yes. That's enough for y'all tonight. Peace.